Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Tagoar here, keeping it tanky in Raid Shadow Legends, and we have to do a final push for the fusion. We've got 3 out of the 4 epics, so now we've only got to do 4 more events, and they are right here before us. We got a gear enhancement, dungeon divers, and then for the tournaments, we've got everything except for the Fire Knights tournament and the Classic Arena takedown. So we're going to see how far we can push into that in today's video. At the end of the video, I will show you my Fire Knight team that I'm using to farm hard stage 10, so that way you can do that as well. So let's go into Classic Arena and see what we can get done here. Alright, let's try change the preset because Carnage should be in the lead. Then we set Carnage up to Metamorph, and then we'll do the Ignore. Well, no, we'll do the Vernal Stars. Okay, there we go. Let's see how this goes.
Listen up, guys. You can get Elenaril for free, as well as Fayne, Uugo, and Tagoar as you level up. Just click my link in the description. Here's the steps to go about getting yours. Log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. This will not work on mobile unless you are downloading it for the first time. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get Elenaril for free, as well as 3 free epics. Just click my link in the description and enjoy this wonderful start to Raid.
This team typically has Taurus on it, but ever since I got the 6-star soul for Carnage, I've been trying to use him more often, so we'll see how well that works. Well, worked really well right there. Good grief. That's how almost every team goes with Taurus as the nuker. It's just going through the motions. Everybody boosts up, Ramontu disables everyone, and then when there's not weak hits, Carnage just melts. That is still the one advantage that Taurus has over Carnage, is that he's Void Affinity, so he can't weak hit. But I don't think this is bad. I mean, this is a team of 2 login, or not login legendaries, but a team of 2 mission legendaries, and then a free mythical from Cursed City. So this is actually a pretty accessible arena team. The only reason you need Siphi is because she's another turn meter booster and reviver. So really, she can be subbed out for just about anybody. Could sub her out for like a Lysandra if you want better boosting, or Senna. Senna would be another good option. Did not get very much of the stone skin off, so that's not good. This one's going to be a longer fight. As long as the Mortu doesn't get a chance to do any shenanigans, should be okay. I hate double revive comps like this. Ugh, gross. Alright, come on. Kill something, why don't you? This team is built to be very, very survivable. Lots of defensive passives and whatnot on that team. But as you can see, once the block passive skills goes up, they don't really matter. Let's see. We could probably take this team. This is going to be another tanky one. Ancora, Siphi, Harima, and then they got Wukong. But, again, no block passive skills. And the only thing stopping us is weak hits. And Siphi Flea gets wiped out here. Good. Win after Harima instead of Ancora. That's good. And there we go. Do a few more here. Gonna try and get as many points in as we can. At my level, you have to get like 13 wins. No, I did that math wrong. Got to get 30 wins in Gold 5 in order to get the 390 points required to get the fragments. So while it's incredibly easy to do, it's something you want to keep on top of. You don't want to take a chance on screwing yourself over on one of the easiest events, if not the easiest event to do in a fusion. It's very easy to get caught up in doing other things and just completely mess yourself up for the fusion. Alright, we'll just go ahead and do this easy one for the last fight. There we go. We'll see what that got us for the live arena. That should have at least gotten us the gems, maybe even the soul coins, which would be sweet because we are saving up our soul stones again for some type of event in the future. Ooh, we did get this. We did get the soul coins. Nice. Let's see. Oh, and we're pretty close to the things as well. Another 65 points, and we'll have it. Does my Elenaril have a blessing? If not, I might buy that because I do use him. He does not. You know what? I'm gonna grab it. Really hoping I just put it on the right one. And we are gonna go with Could go Soul Reap. Soul Reap could be good. Soul Reap will probably be more useful for where I am using him, so that's what I'm going to go with. Alright, time to get into the Fire Knight's Castle. Hard stage 10. This is the team we are looking at. Oh good, I did get the blessing for the right one. In the lead, we have somebody who still needs a helmet. Goodness gracious. Alright, we've got Xenogar Blade Master, triple hitter A1. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a weaken debuff for 2 turns. The A2 is a 4-time hitter, each hit increasing this champion's turn meter by 5%, also placing increased speed on all allies. And then the A3 is also a quad hitter. Before attacking, places increased attack on this champion for 2 turns. First and second hit have a 100% chance when booked placing leech for 2 turns, and the third and fourth have a 100% chance of placing decreased attack for 2 turns. Then the passive increases the damage this champion deals by 1% for every 1% HP lost. This increased damage doubles if a target is under drop defense. Then the active effect on a 4-turn cooldown prevents this champion's death and keeps them alive on 1 HP when hit by a fatal hit. If this skill prevents this champion's death, heals them by 50% of their max HP, will not prevent this champion's death if they are under a heal reduction debuff. But the reason we are using her is not only because of all the quad hit skills in the triple hit A1, but she has speed in dungeon battles by 30%, so she's giving us a lot of speed. And then we also have her blessed with 5-star Phantom Touch, so we are getting that 75% chance of placing an extra hit on those skills. Masteries are not completed on this champion. We are also using Lady Mikage. Lady Mikage is excellent because she's going to be providing full team ally attack, and she also has the ally attack on the A1 with Shadowkin allies, which the Blade Master on our team just so happens to be one. She also places shield on the A1 on the ally with the lowest HP for 2 turns. She does an AoE with debuff duration decrease on allies, and then a enemy debuff increase. Well, basically she manipulates all buffs and debuffs on both sides by 1 turn, and it's always to your benefit. And then she has the full team ally attack, as I said, with increased attack and increased crit damage as on a 4-turn cooldown. And then she'll cleanse the champion with the highest attack at the start of her turn. Don't remember who that is on this team. However, with a 5-star intimidating presence, really good for arena, and it'll be helping us out with that speed aura as well. We have Eagle Eye for her masteries because she is primarily built for arena. She's even got the Wand of Submission on her that's on this account. Got a 40% chance at reflecting debuffs. Not too bad, not too bad. She's running at 328 speed, so that's good. And then up next we have somebody farmable from the clan shop, Yakarl. Yakarl is an excellent champion that again can be purchased from the clan shop, but he's very crucial for this team because he brings a lot of freeze, and if you don't know, hard mode Fire Knight cannot have his turn meter reduced by turn meter reduction effects, it's reduced by freeze effect. So on his A1 he attacks one enemy 2 times, each hit has a 50% chance of placing freeze for 1 turn, will ignore 25% of the target's defense against targets under freeze. Now the Fire Knight is never technically under a freeze debuff, so you will never get any of these benefits, but again, placing so many freezes is really good for this boss. On the A2, attacks one enemy, has a 100% chance of placing decreased speed for 3 turns, as well as a freeze for 1 turn. Also steals 100% of the target's turn meter and places increased speed on this champion for 3 turns, will ignore 50% of the target's defense against targets under freeze. Good for the waves, not important for the boss. However, that decreased speed is 100% important for the boss. And then on the A3, it's an AoE, has a 75% chance of placing freeze for 1 turn. Chance increases to 100% against targets with 75% or more turn meter, and it also cannot be resisted by targets with 75% or more turn meter. So lots of freezing going on. Then the passive effect increases the damage this champion inflicts by 10% for each champion in battle under freeze. Also decreases the damage this champion receives by 10% for each champion in the battle under freeze. Then the active effect places unkillable on this champion for 1 turn whenever they kill an enemy under freeze. That is on a 3-turn cooldown. He also has Phantom Touch at 3 stars. And then we've got him we've got him mastered with War Master, but you could easily make the argument for Helm Smasher if you're building him like as an arena nuker. Finally, not finally, because we haven't talked about the guy we just got a blessing for, Elenaril, I don't know. Very good champion for Hard Fire Knight because he's a really good ally attacker with shield. On the A1, attacks 1 enemy, destroys the target's max HP by 30% of the damage inflicted. That is not going to matter in the least. Not only will the Fire Knight never heal, but his health pool is so big and Elenaril does so little damage that you're never going to see the benefit of that. But he also places a shield on the ally with the lowest HP, just like Mikage. On the A2, it's an AoE that places shield on all allies for 3 turns, equal to 20% of this champion's max HP. If there are any dead allies, places shield on all allies for 3 turns, equal to 30% of this champion's max HP instead. It is also protected. Then the A3 places increased crit damage on all allies for 2 turns, then teams up with all allies to attack a single enemy. So it's Mikage's ally attack with 1 less buff. And then the passive inflicts 20% more damage against targets under shield buffs. Not something that we're going to be worried about today. So realistically, Elenaril could be replaced by any good all-ally attacker, and you won't miss him. The best one for this comp would probably be Admiral Black Tusk, the faction unity champion for the dwarves. We also just got the Soul Reap for Elenaril, so that might help us execute the boss. Don't have any masteries, but if I did, I'd go down and pick up War Master for a little extra damage. Now finally, for this team, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Newt. We will be using Newt on this team, which is why I said that Black Tusk would be good on this team, outside of the fact that he has a full team ally attack on a 3-turn cooldown. Newt is the king of this game. He does everything you need him to and does not care otherwise. Let's get a cat's gaze on him so that way we're doing more damage. Now, what does he do? For those of you who don't know, he's got a triple hitter A1 with a 100% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 15%. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Grudor, you just said that doesn't work on the Hard Fire Knight boss. If the target's turn meter is not decreased, each hit has a 100% chance of placing a freeze on the target instead. So, he's got a triple hit freeze A1. The A2 attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance of placing decrease attack and weaken on all enemies for 2 turns. So he is a candidate for a Arethi Coronet and Nature's Wrath for blessings. Also places counterattack on himself for 2 turns. Then his A3, this move is so good. It's a triple hitter. Each hit decreases the target's defense by 3%, stacking up to 30, which that's a free cruelty blessing in the team. And then each hit also heals this champion by 30% of the damage inflicted, and it does enemy max HP damage. And then for the passive, when this champion counterattacks, he deals a 100% damage instead of 75. We've got him awakened with 5-star Soul Reap, so we will be doing some execute damage. And then we've got Giant Slayer for the tier 6 mastery in order to keep him going. Now, for the preset, because there is one for this team, we've got Mikage doing an ally attack right off the bat and then metamorphing, so that way we have some crowd control going on, and so we don't blow the ally attack for the boss fight. We metamorph and we stay in form 2 until we get to the boss, where we prioritize metamorphing back and doing the ally attack. Elenaril, same kind of a deal, just don't use the ally attack, save it for the boss. Yakarl prioritizes placing the decreased speed, and then will not use that on the second round, so that way he saves it. And then Newt, basically don't use his A2. If you do it right, the boss will not be taking very many, if any, turns And then for the Blade Master, we just start with the increased speed. So save your important skills is the name of the game here. Time to show you the run. So we start off with the ally attack, so that way everybody gets buffed up. As you can see, this team performs really well. This for a hard 10 stage, it works. It works. And all of the multi-hit skills just obliterate the Fire Knight's shield, as you'll see shortly. And then you saw right there how much more damage Yakarl does when targets are under freeze. But again, unfortunately, we're not getting that benefit from the boss. Alright, on to the second wave. 45 seconds is not bad for a wave in Fire Knight. Fire Knight is notorious for being quite annoying to get to the boss, especially if you're building a team around the boss's mechanics. Got a stun glitch, but not that it matters because the enemy died anyway. Alright, just working our way out oh so slowly through these waves. It's the only thing I don't like about Fire Knight is that the waves take forever in order to make a proper team. Alright, so now we are at the boss, which means it's time for a bunch of ally attacks. 21 charges on that shield, and watch how quickly they just get obliterated. Boom. One ally attack and we're already down to 9 charges. 4 because of Phantom Touch. And now we get those freezes off, and you can just see the Fire Knight just does not have a chance to get a turn. Now, this team is a little inconsistent as far as, RNG with placing freezes. But aside from that, this team is incredibly reliable. And I wish that Blade Master had freeze somewhere in her kit, because then this Fire Knight just wouldn't stand a chance due to Mikage's A1. Alright, get another ally attack, which means, guess what? No turn meter for you. Again, it takes a little bit, but it's a really solid team. And yeah, you can see that he's supposed to be destroying max HP, but you can't see it progressing on the bar because he just doesn't do enough damage. Get another ally attack in. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm curious if Elenaril Blessing is going to come into play this round. Newt's usually comes in and does some work, so we'll see what happens. Or we just won't even see it because of the Blessed Bash coming in and making quick work. Ooh, and we got a mythical piece, but we don't need it. Curing's a bad set anyway, and we've got the gear enhancement going on. So everything gets sold unless it's like a top tier piece. So yeah, 46 points right off the bat. Gonna take nothing at all to get through that the Fire Knight tournament. Let's look and double check and see how many points we are gonna need for that, because I have no idea. 2250. Alright, so we only need about 50 runs in the Fire Knight's castle in 3 days. We'll get that. We'll get that, no problem. In fact, at this point, that means that the event that I'm worried about the most is this Dungeon Divers. I'll get the other 3 done lickety-split, no problem. But this Dungeon Divers could prove to be an issue. But we'll dump some gems if we have to. So we'll get it done. We'll get it done. Alright, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see y'all in another video. Stay happy and healthy and stay tanky.